So I want to give you one principle that can save you countless hours, weeks, years when it comes to awakening. If you really get the gist of what I'm going to say and you can put it into practice, it really can save you a lot of headaches, unnecessary frustration. It can save you from fighting yourself endlessly. Also, if you understand this principle, you'll be able to answer most of your own questions before you ask them. I would say more than half the questions I get from people in all the different forms, through messaging, through email, through Facebook, through YouTube, are some version of a question that, if this principle were fully understood and realized and lived, that question wouldn't have to be asked, or the answer would be obvious. Now, of course, like most things I talk about, this isn't a complex thing I'm pointing to. It's exquisitely simple. Perhaps the simplicity is what makes it so elusive, but if you really get it, again, this just can save you a lot of time and unnecessary frustration. The principle is this: trust your experience rather than trusting your thoughts. Your experience is always right. Your experience is always just what it is, and it's always what I'm going to point you back to. Thoughts about your experience, on the other hand, will almost always lead to doubt, or lead to more thinking, analyzing, constructing, evaluating, judging. All are essentially a form of doubt. So what is your experience right now? Feel into it. Look into it. Just that. However the mind is moving right now. Whatever thought form is stirring. Whatever you feel in every part of your body, in any part of your body. Without labels, without descriptions. That's your experience. And it's enough. It's enough to wake you up. It's more than enough. It will lead you into itself deeper and deeper in a more direct way, in a less evaluative way. We can always return back to this experience any moment. The moment we recognize a thought that says, oh, I'm not sure if this is the right experience, I better ask somebody. Or, oh, I'm not sure if this is what I was reading about in the book. The moment you recognize that thought, oh, I'm having a thought. That's a thought. What is it like to feel, to experience that thought right now? Without further evaluation. Where is it? Is the one aware of the thought apart from the thought? Or is it just one happening inside the mind space or the me space? That's it. That's your experience right now. We don't need to describe this. We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to write it down, record it, manage it, evaluate it. Just trust it. If it gets heavy, so be it. Just trust it. Let go of the label heavy. If it gets intense or contracted, that's okay. Just trust it. Let go of the labels intense and contracted. Densities, emotional experiences, all of this can happen, of course. Something I like, something I don't like. These experiences will come and they will go. Just stay with the experience. No need to label. No need to categorize. No need to compare. And no need to doubt. It's just as it is. This moment, this experience right now, just what it is. Don't worry about subtle thoughts like it's my experience or who is experiencing it. These are just thought forms. The experience isn't inside or outside. It's not someone's experience. It's not a part. It's just a word. The word experience is a placeholder. As you drop down below all conception, down into the intimacy of reality just as it is, unfolding now, you see there's no need to describe, to think, evaluate, discuss internally. Also along these lines, I get questions from people who say, every time I'm meditating and I start to feel a relaxed experience or an expansive experience or presence, I find myself describing it to myself or describing it to some unseen audience. Like practicing how I'm going to describe this to someone later or explain it or teach it. That's just the chattering of the mind. Just as I have been describing from the beginning of the video. Just drop into the experience. The moment you recognize a thought as a thought, you're good. There's no more to do. Even the thoughts chattering on can be said to be part of the experience. Just notice them as what they are. Mental activity, fluctuations in the medium of consciousness. That's it. Nothing more is happening here. In the way the mind thinks about it, there really is nothing happening here. Because by the time you think something's happening, you're already evaluating. So just stay with it so closely that there's no distance made. No evaluation begins. This is called trusting experience. Pure experience. It might shift. Edges might grow foggy. Space, distance might collapse. The sense of self might completely disappear. It's okay. Stay with it. Trust this. It leads you deeper and deeper into living truth, into reality. That's what you came for. So let's not think about it. Let's just let go into it. Trust your experience rather than trusting your thoughts. It's that simple.